Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Although it's not discussed in this text, we wanted to highlight some of the recommendations for the Eid prayer. It is recommended that after the Eid prayer, there be two sermons like the two sermons of the Friday congregational prayer. However, according to the text Al-Azhar, there are 6 differences between the sermons of the Eid and those of the Friday congregational prayer service. First, in the Eid sermon, there is no sitting prior to the beginning of the sermon. As you may recall from the section of the Friday prayer service, the Imam greets the congregants and sits while the Mueddin gives the call for prayer. Such is not the case in the Eid sermon. Second, before the speaker delivers the Eid sermon, he begins with the takbirat 9 times. When he completes it, he declares the takbirat 7 times. After sitting from the first sermon, he begins the second sermon with the takbirat 7 times. He does so for both Eid sermons, except in the sermon for the Eid al-Fitr, he adds the takbirat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. This takbirat is the following wording. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, wa Allahu Akbar kabira, والحمد لله كثيرا على ما أعطانا وأولنا وأحل لنا من بهيمة الأنعام. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا على ما أعطانا وأولانا وأحل لنا من بهيمة الأنعام. It translates to the following. Allah is the greatest, Allah is the greatest. There is no God but Allah. Allah is the greatest over all. Abundant praise is due to Allah, who has guided us, appointed us, and enjoined us with the care of livestock. The third difference is that in the first of the 2 sermons of the fast-breaking Eid, or Eid al-Fitr, the laws of Zakat al-Fitr should be mentioned, whether the congregation knows about it or not. Similarly, in the Eid of Sacrifice, or Eid al-Adha, the first sermon should mention and explain the method of sacrifice, its manner, time, etc. Fourth, unlike the Friday sermons, the one who is not ritually pure can attend the Eid sermons. That is to say that the one who is not in the state of wudu is not prohibited from attending the Eid sermons. However, as we mentioned in the section on the Friday congregational prayer, one is prohibited from attending the Jum'ah sermon without wudu. Fifth, it is recommended to listen silently for the Eid sermon, but is obligatory to do so in the Friday sermon. And the final difference is that it is encouraged for the congregants to silently recite the takbirat and the prayers upon the Prophet with the Imam in the Eid prayer, but the same is not permissible in the Friday sermon. As for other recommendations for the Eid, it is recommended for the Muslims to celebrate on those days. The duration of time for celebrating the fast-breaking Eid or Eid al-Fitr is 1 day, and the duration for the Eid al-Sacrifice or Eid al-Adha is 3 days. It is also encouraged to engage in the verbal audible remembrance of Allah by saying Allahu Akbar and La ilaha illallah. It is also recommended for the Muslims to return from the Eid prayer on a different path. That is to say, that they should take a different path that they took to get to the Eid prayer.